The Princess Bride, universally loved and known today as a cult classic. Now, I've never really been the biggest fan of this movie, but that doesn't mean that I deny its brilliance. Objectively speaking, it's fair to say that The Princess Bride has impacted the film industry immensely, creating a whole new genre of comedy that relies on the absurdism rather than a simple setup and punchline that we've been so used to getting over the years. And to me, that's why this film stands out. It expands the possibilities for film in ways that no others do. Well, except for the Holy Grail. Why are you wasting my time? I already know this. Yeah, sure, fine. You know how great this film is. Everyone does. But an overlooked idea about this film is the usage of irony. And the reason why I think it's overlooked is because it's something that's so unusual for us to see in film. Well, you know, except for... This is probably the reason why many don't use it in this day and age, and prefer to stick to lightly edited improv. Now, everyone has their different tastes, but I prefer to see comedies and stories that don't try to be anything more than they actually are, and they know what they're supposed to be. This film knows exactly what it is, and builds upon keeping an ironic tone throughout, which is why I'm going to talk about the top 3 instances of irony and how they elevate this movie into something funny. Numero uno! Now, before I start, I should clarify what I believe to be actual irony. You may think this is stupid because anyone can just look it up on the internet, but you would be surprised of how some people can get it wrong. So the first instance I want to talk about isn't an actual instance. I know, I'm already 1 point in and I'm breaking my own rules, I'm sorry. This scene, or rather scenes, show us cliche acts that we've all seen before, but cut to a reaction from Fred Savage. In a way, you could almost say it's like a reaction video. But funny. This is an example of irony because our expectations are subverted in a way that offers a comedic punchline, which is basically what irony is, as I explained before. But you didn't explain it before. Oh, shush. There is irony at the heart of the story, yes, but it also relies on your expectations of what the story is going to be. My point of showing this scene is because I want to explain how irony can be used in different ways, which is something that this movie plays on very well. Nearing the end of the story, Grandpa Wesley stops reading because he doesn't want Little Savage to start complaining again, which in a way is a wink to the audience to not repeat the same joke twice. But to his surprise, Little Freddy wants to hear the heavy makeout sesh. Wait, I didn't write this! Well, yes, this being a character arc, it also serves as situational irony. The boy doesn't want anything to do with the kiss at the beginning of the story, and Mr. As You Wish understands that. While to do a complete 180 of the boy wanting to hear the rest, creating irony that not only plays off the scene itself, but the rest of the movie as well. Which goes back to my point of using irony differently, letting it build on itself rather than limiting it to a comedic punchline, which most movies seem to do these days. Okay, so I've talked about situational irony, and how it can relate across the movie for a better comedic effect. But what I haven't talked about is how situational irony doesn't always have to have a comedic effect. For example, when Inigo Montoya is fighting the 6 billion fingered man, he gives them the same wounds to him as he was given before. How most of the time, irony is used for laughs, but this is to show us the theme of revenge, and how someone will never stop until they find it. This is by far the most interesting and impacting part of the film for me. The first time around, I missed that this film knew how to deal with dark subject matter, how it can explore ideas from both sides of the fence, while still leading back to the tone of irony. Number 3! Alright, so you all knew I was going to talk about the scene because... come on. It would be a disservice to talk about The Princess Bride and not mention this scene. The fact of how long both these actors trained is insane. How the choreography feels so smooth and elegant, but also due to the fact that Cary Elwes broke his toe before filming the scene and had suffered the pain of containing his limp while fighting. Every bit of the scene sticks with you after seeing it. I watched this film when I was about 8 and I'd never seen it since then, but I still remembered every beat of what was happening because of how unique and flawless this scene feels. Oh my gosh, you get distracted so easily! My point being that the reason for all this is due to the irony. The stakes of the scene are almost equivalent to Rey and Kylo's fight at the end of The Force Awakens, but is given an ironic tone, keeping the irony outlined in the continuity of the rest of the film. Now, you could argue that this isn't the same as the last example because our expectations of what we believe this movie is have already been subverted, so this sort of irony is just what we come to expect. Now yes, this is true, but since it's different than what you initially thought to be the film in the first place...
See, this is what I'm talking about.
What do you want me to say? Do you want me to say how it's ironic that both Wesley and Inigo Montoya fight with their left hand and switch to their right? Do you want me to say that it's ironic how both are talking with one another, complimenting their opponent's every move? Do you want me to say how ironic it is that Inigo Montoya saves Wesley from the cliff just so we can kill them a minute later?
Yeah.
Oh. Numbers of le cuatro.
Wait. You only said 3 instances.
Haha, get it?